Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to be talking about a really important topic. Narcissistic relationships and the link to having a mother wound. You may not know you have a mother wound, and it's so taboo in this society, but the truth is many of us do. Watch this video. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, please click the little subscribe button, the bell to receive notification when I release new videos. And if you've been here for a while, thank you so much and welcome back. I want to dive into this today. I just came off my inner work group call. And by the way, if you're interested in doing this deep dive with women, a group of 3 women, we dive in, we support each other. And in these groups, most of them had a mother wound. And so this insight really came from coaching them through this morning. And here's what happened. First of all, if you don't know you have a mother wound, it's okay. What it means is you're constantly looking to be validated. You never felt validated. You never felt totally approved of. This is when we have a mother who has her own wounds that have not been healed yet. So oftentimes it's not even her fault. She's going through a lot. She's just inconsistent, emotionally inconsistent. There are so many parts of this that I want to explain. So, first of all, when you don't feel like you can get validation, what oftentimes happens is you were the one working super hard to validate her. You had to validate her so that she would give you the love that you needed. And what this looks like a lot of the time is, if I'm like her, I get my needs met. But if I'm different than her, if I have autonomy, if I'm an individual, she's not happy. Oftentimes, we have a mother who might be slightly narcissistic. What that looks like is the very idea of you existing is the trigger. It was never about you. It was never your fault. This is harsh, but I'm going to go into it. If we have a narcissistic mother, she's very self-centered and she needs a lot of attention because even if she's in denial about her own childhood, she didn't get her needs met. So now you, as a baby with regular needs, is a trigger for her because she feels a threat when you're around. Now it has to be all about you. Now I have to do your needs. What about me? And oftentimes women will have babies to be mother of the year, to feel loved by the baby. And what happens is they start hating the baby or getting resentful of the baby because the baby isn't giving them the love they thought. They now have to give the baby love and they get triggered. This is harsh, but this is true so often. So you may have felt, I don't even think I should exist because my very existence, my very basic needs are a problem. Yeah. If your mother is narcissistic or unhealed in some ways, you getting attention is triggering for her. But you'll notice if you're an extension of her and you line up because you're like her and you have similar needs and similar likes as her, you get validated. If you're being your authentic self and it's different from her, invalidated. So many of us feel that our authentic self is the issue. It's the issue for her, but it's not actually an issue. Let's dive into this. I had a client this morning telling me a very specific, detailed experience about being invalidated by mom. I was never approved of and never validated, but my cousin was. And it's so interesting because she was telling me all about her cousin. And what I noticed is the narcissistic men she's been in relationships with are very much like her cousin. And I said, honey, let me just put something out there. Could it be that you are dating these men because this is the thing that gets mother's approval? She approves of this cousin-like person who's just like the guy you're dating. So maybe if you're dating that guy, you'll get approved of by mom. Take that in. We are looking for her approval. We have linked our inner guidance up with, and this is, by the way, a very smart coping mechanism by your inner child. Your inner child says, I have to get validated by mom to be safe and be approved of and survive. Because we have a basic instinct to belong and be loved by mom, because without mom, we don't have a self. If we're not mirrored by mom, who are we? That uncertain identity comes up. If I'm not validated, who am I? I need to live for validation so I have a self. Think about that. It goes deep. So I said, honey, I know you're older now, but your inner child is still looking for mom's validation. You've lived your life in alignment with what mom would approve of. And this is what I mean. This client in particular happens to be a high achiever. I don't get validated, but when I do crazy, awesome things I do, yeah, it's your achievements that are getting validated, not your truth. So we're high achievers. The other daughter might realize that no matter what I do, I can't get it. So I just won't even try. I'll just give up before I even start. I just won't give myself anything. It's safe to not have anything. There's many examples of this I could give you, but for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to dive into the point. If you're looking for constant validation and you can't find it, and you look to a narcissistic type person who also won't ever give it to you, like mom, that's your hint, right? You're living to get validated externally because you never got it for who you truly are. The key to this is learning to self-validate, becoming self-approved. I asked my clients today, if you didn't need something from someone else, so this is the thing, what keeps us from our authentic self is still needing something from someone else. In this client's example, she still needs approval, validation. If you can self-approve and self-validate, damn, you're free, but that's scary as shit because the inner child inside still needs that parental validation to feel like it's okay to be me, to feel like I have a self without you. Because I only have a self if you love me. This is why we get nervous and anxious when we're in these insecurely attached relationships that mirror this emotional imprint, and that person might be mad at us. We can't breathe. I don't have a self unless they approve of me. Think about it. This is the inner child wound. This is the mother wound. Okay? So, what needs to happen is self-approval and self-validation. This is how I teach people to do this. Number one, when you get home from school or work or whatever it is, and you're like, damn, I just feel like chilling out on the couch for 10 minutes before I do anything. Go chill out on the couch for 10 minutes without even doing anything. Ask yourself, up until now, up until I've given myself this permission slip, why was I in resistance to doing the thing I wanted to do? Because you don't self-trust unless mom agrees on it. Unless the mom you've created in your head approves of it. So if I'm not sure if this is okay to do or not, I'm not going to do it. I'm only going to do the things that I know are approved of. Think about it. My client said she wants to come home from work and just eat 3 cookies. She's like, because I know it's okay to self-approve now, I ate the 3 cookies. I go, yeah, but what would be wrong with doing that unless I gave you that permission slip to try to do that? Why wouldn't you just do that ever? Well, it might not be approved of by someone else, right? Because if I eat those 3 cookies and then I gain a little weight, then I won't be perfect and then I might not be approved of. Think about it. It's always for that original wound of being approved of and validated and knowing I'm enough, knowing my way and my needs and my desires are enough. Self-approval comes from, I feel like this, I'm going to do this, aligned action. I feel like this, I'm going to do this. Even if she doesn't like it. Here's a good way to see the truth of what's going on. I want you guys to take a minute and just close your eyes if you can right now. If not, do this later. Close your eyes, center yourself in yourself, and get yourself in a really safe position. I'm safe. I feel protected. I feel supported. No one can touch me here. I've got all the right colors in the right places. I've got all the friends around, the animals around, the food around, whatever I need to feel comfortable. I'm safe. And when you get there, welcome your inner child in to join you. And when your inner child, eyes closed, when your inner child is joining you, notice that the you observing her or him is behind her or him. You've got their back. Now, if you don't self-trust enough, you're not going to trust yourself to have your own back. So then I would put me or someone like me, whoever it is for you. If it's my client, I say me because they trust me. Someone that you trust, that you maybe look up to for guidance in some way or think they understand me in some way or see me in some way, that person's got your back. Unconditional. And when you realize, wow, I'm in a safe place and this person has my back, welcome mom in. See mom on the screen in front of you as if we're watching a movie. You and then the one behind you that has your back are watching this movie. You're watching the truth of this movie. It's safe to see mom with some cuts and scars and band-aids and wounds on her. It's safe to see mom in her insecure looks of needing validation. It's safe to see mom not really equipped for this job. It's safe to see her in her truth, not the fantasy of her. Not the God you've projected onto her, but mom's truth. And you may check back and see if the person behind you still got you. Still got you. I'm solid for you. Just notice it. Notice what you want to do. When I gave this exercise to a client today, she said, I gave her a rose. Yeah, because you want her to feel valid, so she'll validate you. Got it. Just keep noticing. Notice, wounded mama. I'm depending on someone who's not dependable. Codependency. And just notice the one behind you saying, hey, tap, tap, you can come to me instead if you want. And eventually, whoever face is on that support system behind you, it will become your own. But there's another step I have to have you do before that will happen. So notice this exercise. How do you feel seeing mom in the reality? And are you still going to mom, the one who's wounded, to validate you? Or do you want to turn around and pick someone who's capable? Deep breath in, exhale that out. This is what I want you to do now. I want you to see mom in her potential without the wounds. She's fun. She's smart. She's cool. That is you. You don't have to take on the wounding too to stay connected to mom. See, we don't think that we can do our inner parent work unless inner parenting work, like reparent your inner child. We don't know we can do that unless we actually see our mom as good in some way, because you're part of that. And you're not going to think you're capable of mothering yourself unless you see your mother in some kind of a positive light. That does not mean you have to forgive her right now. That would be a lie. You have to be real about how you feel. If you don't feel like forgiving her right now, don't. You will at one point. But right now you need to be pissed maybe. Or you need to figure it out. You need to be okay with not being okay. You need to understand that the reason you're not fully trusting you is because you can't really even trust her. And you have to lie about her being this almighty God to feel safe. But you can see her truth. You can see her goodness and her flaws. And you can say, I'm adopting the flaws, but no longer the wounding. No, I'm adopting the shine, no longer the wounding. I am the good things that she is. I am. And if I don't adopt the wounding and I still feel connected and I still feel like I love her, I'm giving myself permission to mature emotionally to the point where I can trust myself to heal myself and stop looking out there for validation of my identity. Stop it. Stop it. Healing the mother wound inside of ourselves means I'm no longer going to be attracted to or searching to a narcissistic type who love bombs the shit out of me so I can feel that parental feeling of unconditional love for another chance to heal my mother wound until they do the exact same thing my mother did. Love bomb, reject. Love bomb, reject. This is a trauma bond. We don't need that anymore. We need to heal that mother wound by stop looking to other that resembles mother in an emotional imprint and start looking to the mother within, that we start to emotionally mature and heal by allowing ourselves to see the truth of what we never had and stop recreating it to try to get it from a place you never got it from. Rewire your unconscious. Upgrade that nervous system by being there for you, by validating self and validating emotional truth. You can do this. If you want more help, please check out Emotional Rehab. We have to rehabilitate these emotions. We start December 1st. We're open for enrollment now. You get to be in my community and show up to live calls with me every single week as a bonus to the course forever. If you want to start immediately in November, check out Inner Work. That's a group of 3 to 5 women. 3 to 5 women. We have a man class opening in December, but the women opens in November. 3 to 5 women to dive deep. Have your community, have your sisters of mirroring. It's deep shit, you guys. It's amazing. Check out both links below. If you're looking for a community to be safe in your authentic truth, that's my monthly membership, The Truth Room. Easy to remember. I'll be seen and accepted and empowered to be my true authentic self in the Truth Room. That is the third offering. So we've got Emotional Rehab, 12-week course. Starts in December. We've got Inner Work, starts in November. 8 weeks with 3 to 5 women max. And if you want a bigger group of people who mirror your truth on a weekly basis, monthly membership, The Truth Room. I love you guys. Please share this with one other person you think it could support and heal. If you have questions, please comment below and I will be there for you. And before I forget, please join my Patreon link below if you want worksheets and lessons on this video to go deeper into the learning. It's $10 a month, and you get that after every single video. Please click the link, and I'll see you guys soon.